Welcome in everybody. I hope you've had a good week since I've seen you last and we're ready for this mindful movement session today. As always with this session and any other session that you do with me, make sure that you always do it to the best of your ability. And sometimes that means that you might need to take a break, a rest, or to stop altogether at some point, and that is absolutely fine. If you need to do that, then feel free to do so. If you need to make any modifications to any of the exercises to suit you, then feel free to do that as well. I will always give you the best of my ability to adapt, but if there's any extra little bits and pieces that you need to adapt to, then that is absolutely fine as well. With this, making sure that we've got plenty of space around us as we always do, so we're not going to hit anything. But we'll start with some nice relaxing breathing, going in through the nose, out through the mouth. And sometime over the next couple of breaths, close down your eyes and bring that focus inwards. This is nice, slow, deep breathing. And whenever you're ready to, close down those eyes. Focus on that breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Start to shout the world around us by focusing inwards. And notice how that breath is. As you breathe in, notice your lungs fill up, the chest inflates, you almost sit up taller. And as you breathe out, just notice that wave of calm, the shoulders relaxing down, and repeating through that cycle. Not trying to force anything here, we're just breathing and observing how that breath is impacting us. Keep that breathing going, but notice how much in a more relaxed state you are right now. That's exactly where we want to be. And whilst we're here, let's just thank ourselves for being here today. As we always say, often the hardest part of the session is turning up. But you're here and you're ready to get going with some of this movement and mobility, the breathing, the stretching that we'll be doing together over the next hour. But making sure that we are staying focused. Often our mind likes to wander and we notice that, but we always try and bring it back in line, focus on the things that we want it to be focusing on, whatever that is we're doing together. Keeping the eyes closed, keeping the breathing going nice and gentle for now. And before we move into the next part of this session, we're just going to do a little bit of box breathing here. So just to remind you of box breathing, it's where you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold the breath in for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and hold it out for 4 seconds. We're going to do that together and I'm going to be counting for you, so all you need to do is follow along, but it's breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, and 4 seconds on each. So if you start with just a breath out and then breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold the breath in, 2, 3, 4, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, hold the breath out, 2, 3, 4, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold it in, 2, 3, 4, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, hold the breath out, 2, 3, 4, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold it in, 2, 3, 4, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, hold it out, 2, 3, 4, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold it in, 2, 3, 4, breathing out, and return your breathing to normal here. If you're not already, sit up nice and tall. And I want you to almost imagine as you're breathing in, you're being pulled up through the spine, sitting up nice and tall, elongating through the neck. And as you breathe out, you just relax it down a little bit. And then again, when you breathe in, you just sit up nice and tall, being pulled through. When you breathe out, relax down. Okay, when you're ready to, you can open up your eyes. Continue the breathing if you feel like you need to for this part, but we're just going to go through some neck mobility here. So we're just going to go through looking up and down to begin with here. Just nice, gentle movements. Extension when we're looking up, flexion when we're looking down, and going back and forth between the two here. Don't worry too much about your range of motion, just go to where it's comfortable. No need to force it too much. Good work. The next time you find yourself looking down, let's hold that position. And let's just let gravity take over a little bit. Tuck that chin into the chest. And then from there as well, we can keep the chin tucked down, still looking down, but if you want to take it a little bit further, you can just rock the head side to side in that position and feel a little bit more of a stretch sort of in the back to the side of the neck there. Again, just go with what feels comfortable or just a light stretch, don't force it too much. And then let's ease out of that. Just do a couple more looking up and downs. And then when you're ready to, the next time you're looking up, let's hold that position looking up. And you've got a couple of options here. You can just stay looking up, keeping the mouth closed to increase the stretch. But if you want to take it a little bit further, you can start by looking forwards. Place the hand just above the sternum. Keep the mouth closed, look up from there. A bit of stretch through the front of the neck, so just increasing that stretch by holding at the bottom of the neck there, looking up, feeling that stretch. And again from here, this might be enough for you, but if you want to take it a little bit further from that fully stretched position, you can just sort of rock left and right, just nice and gentle. Maybe you find a position that needs a little bit of an extra stretch, you can just hold that for a bit as well. I'll leave that up to you to play around with the right positioning. ease out of that. Looking up and down again. And let's go into our rotation now. So we look to the left, look to the right, go back and forth between the two here. So just nice gentle movements. Good work. The next time we find ourselves looking to the left, let's hold that position. And again, for some of you that might be enough just to hold it, you get some stretch in there, but if you want to take it a little bit further, we can start by looking forwards and we'll place our left hand onto our right collarbone area, just gently sort of on top, and then rotate around to the left, and you feel a bit more of a stretch through on that right side of the neck there. Again, this might be enough. If you want to take it a little bit further, you could just do some looking up and down in that position, just nodding the head whilst you're rotated, whilst the hand's on the collarbone. Good work. And then ease out of that one. We'll just use some couple of lefts and rights looking. And then the next time you find yourself looking to the right, let's hold that position now. Again, that might be enough for you, but if you want to take it a little bit further, you take your right hand onto the left collarbone, rotate into it, and hold that position. And again, if you want to take that a little bit further too, we can just go into looking up and down whilst there. Yeah, let's ease out of that. We'll do a couple of left or rights to ease out of that one. And then let's go into the lateral flexion now. That's where we bring one ear to one shoulder, one ear to the other shoulder, back and forth between the two. Good work, just nice, gentle movements. And the next time you find your left ear on your, or towards your left shoulder, we can hold that there. Again, either stay like this, or we can take it further, drop the opposite hand down. So if our left ear is coming towards our left shoulder, the right arm drops down. Or you can bring it behind you as well as another option. So either on the lap, down by the side, or behind you. There's no right or wrong way of doing it in terms of hand positioning. And the reason we do all these different stretches and mobility in all these different directions, I do encourage to have a look at an anatomy picture of the muscles within the neck. We often, let's go back into side to side as I'm explaining this. So just go left and right. And then next time you find your right ear on the right shoulder, hold that there and drop the left hand down or behind you. So yeah, I encourage to have a look at an anatomy drawing of the neck. We often think about the big chest muscles, shoulder muscles, biceps, triceps, all those kind of things. But if you look at the neck, there's so many muscles originating from so many different areas. And that's what creates the mobility within the neck here. So I think it's great to have an understanding of that, and you can kind of get an idea of why we need to move and stretch and mobilize this neck in multiple different ways. Good work. Let's ease out of that one. We can do a couple of lefts and rights here. Good work. We're going to go through the rest of our spine here now. We're going to go through some extension and flexion to begin with. So curling forwards like a prawn, arching back like a high jumper, going back and forth between the two. I'm going to rotate to the side. You stay where you are. For those who need to see it from here. So curling forwards. I got a spasm, so I can't arch back right now. I'm getting there. There we go, arching back. Curling forwards. Back and forth between the two. And this doesn't have to be a huge range of motion between the two. Even a small amount here goes a long way in terms of helping to mobilize this area, get those joints flowing, mobilizing, and keeping them healthy. Good, well, let's go into some rotation now. One side and the other. Nice, gentle movements, not trying to force anything, just going back and forth between the two. You can go as slow as you like. I wouldn't recommend going fast, but try and be in control the whole time. Good, let's ease out of that one. And we'll go into our lateral flexion now. So bend down to one side, down to the other, back and forth between the two. And remembering on this one not to lean forwards as you're doing it. We want to almost imagine you've got a pane of glass in front and behind you, and you're sort of slipping in between the two. And then let's go into our whirlpool and round. Let's change direction. And easing it off there. Let's have a hydration break now. So grab your drinks, and then we'll move on to some more stuff within our shoulders and our arms. Good work so far. We'll let everybody just finish their drinks, and then we will move on to, as I said, doing some shoulder mobility here. Whilst we're just waiting for everybody, let's just go into some nice deep breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And almost reset ourselves after that little bit there, that little break. And let's go into some breathing in, shrugging the shoulders up, squeezing nice and tight. As you breathe out, you're just going to relax them down. Breathe in, squeeze up. Breathe out, relax down. And just cycle between those two there. Really squeeze on the way up. Get some tension in those shoulders, and then as you breathe out, we're just relaxing it all off. Good work. We're going to do the same, but instead of going up and down, we're going to bring those shoulders behind us, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then as you breathe out, we're just going to push those shoulders forwards. So just go between squeezing them back and pushing them forwards. Alright, let's just do some shoulder rotations from there now. So just nice and gentle around. It doesn't matter which direction you're doing because we will change in a bit. I'll just keep it going round for now. And now let's change direction and go the opposite way. Good, let's take these rotations a little bit further by getting the arms involved a bit. We're going to place our hands roughly on our shoulders and we're just going to get those elbows going round. And remembering on this, doing the best you can with these circles. If that means you need to do it single arm or alternating or doing like one knot on one side and then coming over to the other side, whatever you want to do, as long as you're getting good mobility for you, getting round. It's just mobilizing, opening up those shoulders in a slightly different way. And this is all that build up we do. We start small, we just build it up. And as we progress through these different movements here, we're just increasing the mobility range. Good, well, let's change direction and go the opposite way. Yeah, let's open up a little bit more by taking one arm, just going around, drawing a nice big circle round. Try and draw that big circle all points as well. Sometimes you feel like you can do it a bit easier at the back, but make sure it's got a big circle at the bottom, at the front, at the top, and at the back as well. So just go nice. Tracing that all the way around. Let's change direction with that arm. If you can't get it with a straight arm here, you can still do this with a bent arm or a smaller circle. Just doing it to what you can do here is what's important. Let's change over to the other side. Get this one going round. Good, well, let's change direction. Nice big circles round to the best of your ability here. Let's move into some shoulder rotations again, just to ease out of that. Change direction. Good work. Let's do a little bit of stretching now that our shoulders are nice and mobile. We're going to start with our lat stretch, bringing the arm up and over, holding it for about 3 to 5 seconds. And then switching over to the other side. Don't feel like you need to follow along with my timing, just go with what feels right for you. If you feel like you want to just hold it longer or shorter, that's fine, but just doing it to the best of what we can. If you can't reach the arm all the way up and over, then I recommend instead sort of coming across the front a little bit more. Just bringing that arm down, so just wherever you can get to. Good work. Just one more here. Nice. We're going to go into our next one now. We're going to open up our chest, and then we're going to bring one arm forwards, stretching it forwards within the shoulder joint, bringing those arms back behind us, stretching out here, and then bring the other arm forwards. Just to remind you, on the stretch, you want to make sure that we're sort of sitting up nice and straight and trying to bring those arms almost behind us here. And then when we reach forwards, the shoulder joint goes forwards as we reach forwards there. So arms back behind, really stretch it, and then reach the arm forwards. If you're struggling to realize that chest stretch a bit, start with trying to get the elbows behind us, and then try and bring those arms up, the hands up with it, but try and keep those elbows backwards. Then you feel a bit more of a stretch through there. Good work. We're going to do one we haven't done for quite a while actually. We haven't done it in this block at all. So we're just going to place our hands sort of on our wheels or the side of your chair or your armrest or your lap even. And what we're going to do is we're going to push the elbows forwards from there. And then we're going to try and bring the elbows back behind us. You can move your hand position as well. You don't have to have it locked in place. But just try and push those elbows forwards. And you feel a bit of a stretch through sort of the back of each shoulder, and then squeeze those shoulder blades together You get a little bit of stretch through the front of the chest there. And just go back and forth between the two. Good, and then let's go into stretching our rotator cuffs a little bit more now. So option 1 is to have the elbows tucked in and coming out to the side and back in. But if you're able to, do option number 2, bring the elbows up and just rotating back and forth between the two here on this one. And then ease those shoulders down. Let's do some shoulder rotations just to ease out of this one here. You can change direction at will, just give them a big old wiggle out. Good, let's have another hydration break and then we move into the next part here. Good, some nice deep breathing. Again, once you've had your drink, obviously let it go down first, but just nice deep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's bring our hands down by our side, and as we breathe in now, we're going to lift those hands up to around about chest height. As we breathe out, we're just going to push them back down. Breathe in, rotate the hands at the top, breathe out. Link the breathing in with the arms. In fact, what I want you to do is focus on the breathing first. So however long it takes you to breathe in, that's how long it takes you to lift the arms up. And however long it takes you to breathe out, that's how long you take to lower those arms back down again. And feel free to go as slow as you want on this. The only real thing is that as long as you're in control every part of the way on the way up and on the way down. Good, we're going to take it a little bit further now as we come up. Instead of going down, we're going to push the hands forwards and then lower down. So breathe in up to your shoulders and then slowly breathe out forwards and down. If you need to, for balance reasons, I know for some of you it might be difficult to put the hands out in front, you can just do one hand and then the other hand. We're not trying to do too much of a core exercise here, we're just trying to link the breathing in with some gentle movements. So if you need to do it single arm, that's also fine, just doing what you need to. Good. Next one here, we're going to bring the arms up, and instead of going to the front, we're going to go out to the side and then down. So breathe in, breathe out. Good. Well, let's move on to the next one here. So this time we breathe in, then push the hands up and then out and around. So just breathe in to the chest and then breathe out as you do so. The bigger circles that you can do with the hands, out and around and back down again. If you need to do a smaller one, that's fine as well. Whatever you can do here. Just nice, big breath in through the nose and then breathe out. Try and do it as well so you're breathing out the entire way round the up bit. So we're breathing out from here all the way round and down. So really slow that out breath. Good. All right, let's just do some shoulder rotations from here. Change direction. And let's just go back to our breathing again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of our yoga mobility here. So to do this to start with, we're going to reach down to the floor. We come up 45 degrees with a flat back. And then we come down. And then the next time we come up, curling each vertebrae, stacking it on top of each other, sitting up nice and tall, and then going back down to the starting position. So all the way down, coming up with a flat back, back down again, curling up. Sitting up tall And then one more like this, so coming all the way down, coming up with the flat back, back down, curling up. This time we're going to add in the next bit, so put the hands together at the top of the movement, reach up towards the sky, out and around, and then all the way down again. So down to the starting position, coming up with a flat back, 45 degrees, back down, curling up. Palms together, reaching up, out and around, and then going all the way back down to the bottom again. Good work, everybody. Keep moving through this one. As we come out and around, let's pause at halfway here. We'll rotate around to the left, rotate around to the right, back to the middle, and back down. So just adding in that little bit extra in here. Coming up with a flat back, back down, curling up. Palms together, reaching up, out, around, rotate to the left, rotate to the right, back to the middle, and down. Good work, everybody. Nice fluid movements. Up with the flat back down, curling up. Palms together, reaching up, out, and around to parallel. We'll add a little bit extra in here, so we rotate to the left. Then we're going to seesaw, so the left arm comes down, right arm comes up. Seesaw back. Let's go round to the other side. Right arm comes down, left arm comes up. Seesaw back, round to the middle, and back down to the starting position. All the way to the beginning again. Up with a flat back down, curling up. Palms together, reaching up. Out, around to parallel, rotate to the left, left arm down, right arm up, seesaw back again, rotate around to the other side, left arm down, right arm comes up, seesaw back again, around to the middle, and down again. Good work. We're going to add a little bit extra into this one. I'll show you when we get to it. So up with the flat back down, curling up. Palms together, reaching up, out, and around. So we go rotate to the left, left arm down, right arm up. Then we seesaw back until the right arm lands on our lap, left arm is pointing up towards the sky. And then take that left hand and go underneath your right armpit there and pointing over to the other side. Let's ease out of that and back down to the starting position. And we'll repeat on the other side now. So coming up with that flat back down, curling up. Palms together, reaching up, out, and around to parallel. Rotate to the right. Right arm down, left arm up. Left arm comes down towards the lap, the right arm points up towards the sky. And then we come down, thread the needle through the gap underneath the left armpit. And then ease out of it there. We'll do one more on each side here, so coming all the way down. Up with that flat back down, curling up. Palms together, reaching up, out, and around to parallel. Rotate to the left. Left arm down, right arm up. Seesaw back, so the right arm goes onto the lap, left arm points to the sky, and then comes down, threading the needle through the right armpit area. And then ease out of that. One more here on the other side. All the way down. Up with the flat back. Back down again, curling up. Palms together, reaching up, out, and around. Rotate to the right. Right arm comes down, left arm comes up. Left arm down, onto the lap. The right arm points towards the sky. We come down, thread the needle through the gap there. Ease out of it, sitting up again, and let's just go into some breathing and some shoulder rotations. Let's take some deep breaths where we slow down a little bit. And we're going to go into our last bit here, which will be our mindfulness part of today's session. So keep the breathing going. When you're ready to, you can close down the eyes. And we're going to finish today's session with doing a little bit of a forest visualization meditation. And I'll be guiding you every step of the way here. So first of all, just nice deep breathing. Let's bring that nervous system down a little bit. It can get a little bit excited even from gentle movements. So just deep breathing, bringing that nervous system down. Good. I want you to start opening up your mind's eye. So keep your eyes closed, but open up your mind's eye. And I want you to start to picture a forest scene. And this can be one that you're familiar with. It can be made up of several ones that you're familiar with. It can be completely made up. There's no right or wrong here. We're just trying to picture this scene as vividly as we can. So imagining the colors, imagining the shapes of the plants, the trees, if there's a path, trying to picture the sun if it's there on your journey. Maybe it's coming through the leaves and creating that effect on the forest floor. Maybe there's some variety in the foliage. Maybe there's animals, maybe there's people. Just trying to picture it and paint this scene as much as you can, with as much detail as you can. And this is all using our sense of vision for this one. But let's bring into it another sense now and start to imagine what this sounds like. Imagining maybe there's the wind going through the trees, there's the chirping of birds, there's the rustling of bushes, whatever it may be. Just start to bring the sounds in, start to imagine what that's like, but don't lose the visuals if you can. It can be hard to focus on both at the same time, but just try your best just to keep that scene within your mind and imagining the sounds too. Start to imagine as well what that temperature feels like. Is it cool? Is it warm? Is there a breeze coming through? Can you feel that breeze on your skin, or maybe it's the heat from the sun, whatever it may be. Just start to imagine that sense of touch now, the sense of temperature with it. And try and keep all of that within your mind. The visuals, the sounds, the temperature, whatever it may be. And start to imagine yourself just moving through this scene. So it's changing before your eyes as you're moving through it. You can move as slow or as fast as you want through this. but just imagining what it's like as you're moving through this here. Okay, let's start to close down that scene within our mind now and bring that focus inwards to our breathing again. So just nice, slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Keeping the eyes closed here, I just want you to thank yourself for being here in today's session, for going through this last hour together, staying focused on the task at hand. But not just today's session, but for the last few weeks we've had together. We've got a small little break now, but we will be back again in the near future. We do have the session tomorrow for those that come into that, but this is the last mindful movement for this block, but there will be another one coming. So just thank yourself for being here throughout this series. And then when you're ready to, you can sort of sit up nice and tall, open your eyes, bring yourself back to the room as we are done there for today's session. Thanks again everybody for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that again today. Have a good rest of your day.